My wife gave her jobless sister $800 per month behind my back. Then I found out the truth. For 2 years, my wife secretly sent her sister $800 every month while we struggled with late mortgage payments and postponed home repairs. Hi, I'm 36, and my wife Emily is 34. We've been married for 8 years, and for the most part, things were solid between us until I found out she'd been secretly sending her unemployed sister $800 every month for 2 years. That's nearly $20,000 gone from our joint finances, without my knowledge. It started when Emily said she wanted to help her younger sister Jane after she lost her job during the pandemic. I agreed. It was a tough time for everyone, and family should help family. I assumed it meant maybe a few $100s here and there for a couple months. I never expected 2 years of hidden transfers. I discovered it while reviewing our bank statements. There were recurring payments, $800 each month, going to the same account. When I looked closer, I realized that account belonged to Jane. I confronted Emily. She downplayed it, called it just helping a little. But $800 a month? That's nearly our entire grocery budget or a big chunk of our mortgage. Meanwhile, our roof was leaking and our water heater barely worked because we couldn't afford repairs. When I pressed her, Emily said Jane was still struggling and couldn't find work. But then I looked at Jane's social media. Concerts, brunches, spa trips. She didn't look broke. She looked pampered. I was furious, not just about the money, but the secrecy. We're supposed to be a team. I told Emily we needed to stop the payments. She called me heartless. Things got worse. We barely talked for days until I suggested we meet with Jane and come up with a clear plan, not to attack her, just to understand her situation and figure out a way forward. Jane came over for dinner. She was quiet and anxious. When I gently brought up the job search, she broke down in tears, said she was depressed. Said she was trying. Every practical suggestion I made, rejected. Part-time work won't pay the rent. I'm overqualified. If I take a low-paying job, I'll ruin my career. Emily clutched her sister's hand like I was a villain in the room. No timeline was set. No plan. Just vague promises and more tears. Emily promised to keep helping until Jane gets back on her feet. So indefinitely. That night, I told Emily, we can't keep doing this. If you send another dollar without us both agreeing, I'll pull everything out of our joint account. She flipped, called me controlling, said I was making her choose between me and her sister. I didn't want to give that ultimatum, but I felt cornered. Fast forward a few weeks. Emily started working overtime, constantly. I thought she was finally trying to fix things. Then we went to a family gathering, and Jane came up to me. She smiled and said, "Thank you for the $1,200 last month. It really saved me." $1,200? I hadn't sent her anything. Turns out, Emily had opened a secret bank account with her overtime pay. She funneled money into it and continued sending Jane support behind my back. When I confronted her, she said, "It's my money. I didn't use our joint account. So what's the problem?" The problem? She also pulled money from our emergency savings to complete the $1,200 transfer. The account meant for if one of us lost our job, gone. That night, I told her, this isn't just about money. It's about trust. You lied. You went behind my back again. She cried. I yelled. We both said things we regretted. A week later, I moved all our remaining joint funds into a private account and redirected my paycheck. She was livid, said I didn't trust her. Then she moved out to Jane's place. A few days after that, Jane magically found a job. No more support equals no more excuses. Emily later reached out, said she wanted to fix things. We met. She apologized. She admitted she went too far trying to save her sister. We're trying again. We're in counseling. We're living apart for now, rebuilding trust. Slowly. But I'll never forget how close we came to losing everything. Not because we didn't have money, but because someone refused to say the word no.